So there is some confusion. I'm going to try and clear it up because I'm not too sure where exactly to lean in terms of the next One Piece chapter, because there is one platform saying one thing, another platform saying another thing. What we can kind of guarantee is there's no chapter coming out this week for One Piece. None. So even though in the last chapter we had this right here at the end of the chapter, next chapter hits October 4th, based on news that we've gotten from Yonko, based on Viz Media, based on Manga Plus, it looks like we are not getting the next chapter this week, which is a given. The question is, when is the next chapter coming out? And given this news, it is somewhat concerning. So right here, Yonko yesterday posted on Twitter, "Hope Oda's alright. Unplanned 2-week hiatus for One Piece after saying you wanted to get to chapter 1000 this year is rough." Now, that is very rough. I believe Oda can still do it, but I'm not too sure. It could be a tight deadline in terms of getting to the chapter this year. But Oda, I think, could still pull it off. But it depends on which date is actually correct. So right here you can tell, a 2-week hiatus for One Piece. And next chapter will arrive on the 17th of October. Now, if you actually go to Manga Plus, where that same deadline is, it's now the 16th. However, the confusion comes here with not only the latest chapter itself in terms of what it said at the end, where it says October 4th, but again, if we assume that both Manga Plus and Yonko, Yonko is actually getting from Manga Plus, obviously, then we can assume that this is no longer correct. When it comes to next chapter this week, no, hell no. However, on Viz Media, they say new chapter coming out in 12 days. Now, the 12 days is from this past Sunday, which means 2 weeks, which means that it's going to be a 1-week break, not a 2-week break. So, who's right? In fact, let me refresh real quick. Is it still 12 days? It's still 12 days. So right here, it's still 12 days for the new chapter of One Piece. So either we have a 1-week break for One Piece, chapter 992, or a 2-week break. Which one's correct? I don't know. I have no idea. So I checked on Anime News for any news, and as far as I can tell, there is no news for the next chapter of One Piece. Let me refresh real quick to make sure I'm not going nuts. Computer's slow because I have so many tabs open. This is the first of many Google Chromes and many Firefoxes.
3 hours later.
Okay, here we go. Finally. So, we have Wave, we have After School. Wait, what is this? The perv in me is very curious. What? After School bitch crap. Okay, it's not porn. So, no One Piece, no One Piece, no One Piece, no One Piece, no One Piece. The last answer for One Piece in this site was for the episode 940, which was a fantastic episode, bro. Reaction coming out of this week for sure, either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Easy clap. With that being said, this was great. But I don't see anything about the hiatus at all for Oda. This should be kind of biggish news if it's sure Oda, the mangaka of One Piece, has to take a 2-week break from One Piece all of a sudden. And yet I'm not seeing anything. Like right here, September 30th at 12:32 a.m. and still nothing on One Piece Oda taking a break for 2 weeks suddenly. So this is why I kind of lean towards Viz. Because if there is, it's safe to say that this right here is not happening. There will be no chapter this week for One Piece. That's, I think, very safe to say. But because there's no other news I've been seeing on other online sources, except for Yonko's comments right here, which do mimic the Manga Plus site, obviously. If Viz is correct, and it's 12 days, then it's a 1-week break. But if Manga Plus and Yonko are correct, it's going to be a 2-week break. So I don't know. So out of curiosity, I just checked for the virus-related stuff in Japan, and there was a spike in cases on September 27th, and maybe that's the reason why they are taking an extra break for Oda, potentially. Yeah, there was a sudden spike in 27th, but I can't say if that's like the key reason. I really don't know. So essentially speaking, I want to lean towards Viz, where the next chapter drops next Sunday. But there could be a case where at most it could be a 2-week break where you get it the Sunday after that Sunday. So, or I guess maybe on a Saturday, because it's the 16th and that should be, I think, a Friday. Right, so it is a Friday. So the 16th will be a Friday. And actually, I just realized this is the 16th in the States, whereas this is going to be the 17th in Japan. Because the dates are kind of flipped, where in Japan, it's the date first, then the month. Whereas in the States, it is the month first, then the date. So it would drop on Friday in America, and it would drop on Saturday in Japan. So essentially speaking, we're not too sure. I'm not too sure. No one's too sure. It could be Viz, where they're on point, and it drops in 2 weeks' time, in 12 days from the previous Sunday. Or it could be on Friday or Saturday that same week, because Manga Plus and Yonka are reporting that. So I believe that ultimately speaking, Oda taking a few extra days off for, let's say, more precautions from the virus stuff, or maybe let's say Oda's feeling stressed, or whatever the reason may be. All right, maybe he's not feeling well, maybe like he's ill. Fine, not necessarily a big deal. I don't believe that Oda himself would actually be ill from the big virus, but it could be the case where, let's say, he has the regular common cold or something of that sort, food poisoning. Who the hell knows? But I don't think that Oda has the big virus. I think that Oda's relatively fine. It is the time of the year where seasons do change. Though to be fair, this is the States. And in Japan, I'm not too sure at all if flu season works the same way. Actually, I have no idea. But Oda, I'm pretty sure, is good to go. If it was more dire news, I don't think it would be just simply a 2-week break. Like, if Oda actually caught the big virus, there'd probably be like a Togashi-like hiatus for a few months. Honest to God, like a bare minimum, honestly, to make sure that Oda was actually capable of still drawing the series and all different things. And of course, his health would be the utmost priority. He's the Emperor of Japan. But since it's simply a potential 2-week break, again, I'm saying potential 2-week break, then yeah, Oda's probably fine. So this right here is breaking news, guys. I'm not gonna completely go on board with this because, again, there is some contradictory statements here from Viz when it comes to their platform, and I'm not too sure who's actually right. One last time, refresh real quick. Yeah, still 12 days. And then over here, still 16 days. Actually, I posted a comment. Let me see the comment responses real quick. We'll know by tomorrow. Definitely chapter this week. That's for goddamn sure. Yes. So at the end of the day, am I worried? Yeah, just a little bit. I'm not really too worried at all, because when you think about this year and how this year there's been that standard, like ever since I want to say May or April, maybe even March actually, there's been a standard procedure where, because we don't want to have our mangaka getting sick, especially the Emperor of Japan, the national treasure of Japan, Ichiro Oda, getting sick from the big virus, gotta make sure we lock down. Gotta make sure that things are clean. Gotta make sure that everything's okay, and proper scheduling and testing are in place and that kind of stuff. So we've been getting bi-weekly chapter releases ever since either March, April, or May. And if we get the chapter on next Sunday, that follows the current standard procedure. But even if we don't get it then it's still not a big deal, because we still have a few days until the next chapter. Let's say either a week, or let's say the Saturday or the Friday of that same week. Because Oda could, let's say, be sick with another illness, the common cold, stomach virus, like a regular everyday sickness. And if Oda has to overcome that, and they want to make sure that Oda's actually fine and good to go for like the chapters after that, then fine, fair enough, not a big deal at all. However, if, let's say, come a few days from now, or let's say a week from now, where there's going to be another break, like for another week, or let's say there's going to be a full-on month break, it's like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, whoa, that's when we have to batten down the hatches, because that's when things really get sweaty. All of a sudden, every One Piece fan is going to be like me, needing a towel, because now it's going to be like, oh, wait, I'm going to need 2 towels, 3 towels at that point in time, because now I'm really freaked. Because, wait a minute, we are extending the break into a full-blown Togashi hiatus. That scares me. Earnestly so. So, on that note, let me know your stance on the subject at hand. Don't freak out. Even though it is so concerning, don't freak out just yet, because we're not at DEFCON 1 or DEFCON 5. Whichever the high DEFCON is, we're not there yet. We are still at like the lowest level of DEFCON. Not necessarily a big deal. Just keep your eyes open. All right, I'll keep y'all posted. So you guys take care. Rate the video, comment, subscribe. Let me know anything. Like, for example, if there's any new news, let me know in the comment section down below. Peace out and have a nice goddamn day.